And now it's my pleasure to introduce our next distinguished speaker, who is Mr. Lothar Pirc from Germany. He is the CEO and the owner of the award-winning Maharishi Ayurveda Health Center situated in the town of Bad Ems. He is a member of the board of directors of the International Maharishi Ayurveda Foundations. He is also the founder and president of the Foundation for the Promotion of Vedic Cultural Heritage in Nepal. Mr. Pirc has been appointed as a professor of practice at the University in Pune in India. Now let me welcome Mr. Lothar Pirc in our broadcast. Good morning, sir, to Germany.
Good morning to Prague and all the distinguished people there and also those watching online. It's a great honor for me, and I really admire the organizers of this conference for promoting integrative medicine throughout the world and organizing such beautiful conferences every 2 years. It's really a joy for me to connect with you, and I will give you an overview about Maharishi Ayurveda, and for that I will start now to share my screen. Just a moment.
Yes, we can see your screen. Everything is all right.
Okay. Yeah. This is where we have been operating for 34 years in Bad Ems. This used to be the former palace of Emperor William I. And we have 70 staff in the clinic. And we have been treating more than 30,000 patients over the last 34 years. The clinic has earned many prestigious national and international awards. And this is our wonderful team here. And Ayurveda, for those who don't know yet, I will also share some basic knowledge. Ayurveda means the science of life or the science of long life. This is a picture of my teacher, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, who revived Ayurveda in its completeness with the family traditions of India already 50 years ago. And he had a huge contribution to promote Ayurveda in Western countries and to start and encourage scientific research. So it's a perfect system of healthcare. It's very ancient and it's profound in the Vedas. It is consciousness-based. It's holistic, authentic, effective, reliable, and free from harmful side effects. And it's prevention-oriented, very cost-effective. It's capable of promoting individual and collective health. It's universally applicable and it's easy to implement. The goals of Ayurveda is, first of all, prevention and restoration of health. And then secondly, cure, but also to promote long life and enlightenment, which means to unfold our full potential. And the ultimate goal, is a disease-free society that is already mentioned in the ancient scriptures. Now, when we look how Ayurveda is defined in Susutra, it says whose doshas are in balance, I will explain in a moment, whose appetite is good, whose dhatus, that means the tissues, are functional normally, whose malas, excretions, are in balance. And now comes a very important part of the definition of health, whose self, mind, senses remain full of bliss. He is called a healthy person. To be happy inside is really important to define good health. We know from Vedic knowledge there is an underlying field which is called a Samhita, and modern physics calls it the unified field of all the laws of nature. And this Samhita gives rise to the 5 elements that we all know: space, air, fire, and water. And out of these 5 elements, the 3 doshas, we can also say metabolic principles, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, are formed. Vata is responsible for the movement, the transportation, and the communication. And the Shrotas are the body channels. Pitta is responsible for Agni, the digestive fire, the metabolism, and the transformations. And kapha is giving the structure through the dhatus, the tissues, and it's responsible for cohesion and all the water systems in the body. And when they get out of balance, diseases arise in 6 stages. First, the doshas accumulate, then they get aggravated, then they start to disseminate, and then they localize in the weakest point of our physiology before they finally manifest and disrupt. And modern medicine, in spite of all the great advancements and all the technology, is only available to detect diseases from the Ayurvedic point at stage number 4 or 5. So when we detect the diseases before they manifest, they can be much more easily treated. And one way of doing it is the full knowledge of pulse diagnosis, which is called Nadi Vigyan. And Maharishi has developed beautiful courses. This knowledge in its completeness is not taught in Indian universities and colleges. And with the family traditions of India, Maharishi revived it and made systematic courses that the doctors can learn it easily. Now, when we detect diseases, we have many treatment modalities, mental approaches, physical approaches, behavioral approaches, and even approaches from the environment. From the mental side, we recommend transcendental meditation because it comes from the same tradition. And there are also treatments with the Vedic sounds. There are herbal medicines. Diet is very important. Diet is so important that it says in Ayurveda, if you have the proper herbs, but the wrong diet, the herbs can't work fully. And if you have the proper diet, you don't need the herbs. Then there is a tremendous knowledge about the daily routine, Dilacharya and Ritucharya, also the seasonal routines. Panchakarma, which is the main emphasis of my clinic in Germany, is the detoxification program. Yoga postures, pranayama, and many, many more. I'll just go now into a little bit about the treatments that we offer here in Bad Ems and show you just very few of the Panchakarma treatment, the physiological purification. The purpose of Panchakarma is to purify the channels of the physiology so that the intelligence can flow to each cell of the body and also to re-establish the connection between the body and the inner intelligence, which is the source of health, our Atma, our self. It was found that the environmental toxins, for those of you who haven't heard about Panchakarma, people come here usually for 10 days or 2 weeks. And first they have a change of diet, vegetarian, and the first few days without fat. And then they get some oil massage and some steam baths. We have about 30 different massage types that we're offering here. And the diet is tailored to the different phases of the treatment. And we are working a lot with oils. And we know there are 2 kinds of toxins, water-soluble toxins and fat-soluble toxins. And the fat-soluble toxins, pesticides, herbicides, and heavy metal, they have a half duration time of 25 years if we wouldn't take new toxins through the air and the water and the food. So they're very difficult to remove. And in this study, there were about 50 people going through the 12 days Panchakarma treatment, and the control group just had a organic vegetarian diet and health education. And blood samples were tested to another university before and after treatment. And it was shown that 10 pesticides and herbicides were reduced after the Panchakarma by 58%. This is really highly significant. It's a blind study. The professors didn't know what the people were doing. We have seen general improvements in health, like more energy, vitality, better appetite, better sleep, better emotions, less complaints. We have seen that tensions, depression, anger, and fatigue are reduced significantly. This university study was done in Freiburg by Dr. Waldschütz, and there were 82 people going through the Panchakarma treatment, and they have seen that there was a significant reduction in the harmful cholesterol by 10.5% after the treatment, which means the risk factor for getting a heart attack was reduced by 21%. Even the free radicals, which are extremely difficult to remove, they are reduced after the Panchakarma treatment. Basically, we can treat all kinds of chronic disorders. We don't have much to offer for acute diseases. If somebody has a heart attack, he needs to go to the doctor, to the hospital. But for the chronic diseases like cardiovascular disorders, digestive disorders, metabolic problems, joint and spinal disorders, respiratory diseases, allergies, skin diseases, neurological disorders, we have very good results. I can tell you that 70% of our clients come by word of mouth. I just show you now some of the research that was done on the transcendental meditation technique, which is a very simple technique practiced twice a day for 20 minutes, which gives a level of rest that is twice as deep as during the deep sleep. And it says in the yogas, it comes from the ancient yoga tradition. And yoga is defined by one of its founders, Maharishi Patanjali, as yoga chitti frito niruddha, the settling down of the mind. And lots of studies were funded in America by the National Institutes of Health, increased lifespan, reduced heart failure, reduced hypertension, and about 700 studies were published around the world in 200 independent universities. They can all be seen here in these collected papers of scientific research. It shows that the meta-analysis here shows the respiration rate, the skin resistance goes down, showing that the rest is twice as deep as during sleep. This study was done by the biggest health insurance company in America, Blue Shield Blue Cross. They have 500,000 members in Iowa, out of which 2,000 practice TM. The study was conducted over a period of 5 years, and they have shown that hospital admissions for heart diseases went down by 87%, cancer treatments by 56%, and nervous disorders even by 94%. This is a study from a Canadian health insurance, and a few hundred people started to learn transcendental meditation when you see here in the line. And you see the control group, the expenses went up, and with the meditating group, they went down from the moment they started to practice transcendental meditation. TM is compared to other meditation forms much more effective to reduce fear and anxiety. This study was done with Afro-Americans who have been suffering with hypertension for more than 20 years, and that TM was 4 times more effective than progressive muscle relaxation and 7 times more effective than the combination of diet and exercise. And because of so many studies, the American Heart Association has just recently endorsed to all the cardiologists in America to recommend transcendental meditation. The aging process is slowed down when we meditate twice a day for 20 minutes. And I just wanted to show you a short video from America. During COVID, they introduced transcendental meditation in more than 100 hospitals around the country. And they did 8 formal research studies on that. And the compliance rate was over 90%. And the people, even at home, they enjoyed this transcendental meditation so much that they continued at home. And they found there was a reduction in burnout, emotional exhaustion, anxiety, and also depression went down and insomnia went down. I have prepared a little video for you, but I just see the time is a little bit short. So I will give you the website at the end that you can watch the video with testimonies from the doctors and nurses. TM is also used in America by the Pentagon for war veterans to reduce PTSD. And TM is really very simple and everybody can learn it. You will get a website where you can get more information. Also, there is a lot of research done on the food supplements, these herbal preparations, like the side effects of chemotherapy, ladies going through chemotherapy after breast cancer. You see here the 6 cycles in the case of vomiting. The side effects for those who took this herbal preparation Amrit Kalash was reduced by about 50%. It's very important that these herbal preparations, that they are safe. And Maharishi Ayurveda products have really set a standard for the world with all the certifications. Now, what is the situation in Europe so far? Regarding the recognition of Ayurveda, in Germany, there is an umbrella organization of all the doctors of natural medicine. It's called the Hufeland Society. And they have worked out alternative figures how to reimburse for the private insurances Ayurvedic treatments. In Germany, 90% are mandatory insured, so it's only a very small fraction who can benefit from these insurance policies. And in Germany, we were the first one to start in a hotel. Now there are 1,200 facilities offering these treatments in the German-speaking countries. And in Switzerland, the government has recognized 2 professions, the Ayurveda neuropaths and the Ayurveda therapists. And the Maharishi University, International University in America, has very successful bachelor's and master programs. At the moment, we have more than 600 students enrolled. And there is also a dual degree program, a master in Maharishi Ayurveda and integrative medicine offered by the Slovenia Maribor University. We have a College of Perfect Health in the Netherlands, our capital, where we are offering standardized training for therapists and also for medical doctors. Now for the future, we need much more scientific research that Ayurveda will be recognized. Unfortunately, in Europe, they don't recognize the research done in India and in America. And we would like to see that Ayurveda becomes an inherent part of our modern healthcare system. In Maharishi Ayurveda, we take also into account the architecture. We know that the orientation of a building has a strong influence on the health, and the building has to be aligned to have the best effect perfectly to the natural directions. And only 2 entrances are life supporting, the east entrance and the north entrance. Others have negative effects. And it says in the Ayurvedic scripture that the doctor should know how the house is oriented of the patients. And also, we have something to offer for the global health. It says in Ayurveda that stress leads to disease in individual and epidemics. And therefore, the reduction of social stress is necessary for complete health. And we know that when many people practice transcendental meditation and enjoy the individual benefits, when people come together to practice in big groups, then it can reduce the crime and negative effects in society. There is a long-term study that was done over 17 years in America. We would need a group of 2,000 advanced meditators. And we had it, as you see here in the blue line, for 6 years. And during that time, all the negative values like murder, rape, assault, robbery, they all went down. So we are trying in India to build groups for the whole world. This is one of our facilities in India. We try to create groups of 10,000 people who create peace for the world. And here you find my website. Maybe you find the website of the Heal the Healers of program, Maybe you'd like to take a screenshot of this one, also to get more information about transcendental meditation and my clinic in Germany and the International Maharishi Ayurveda Foundation. Thank you so much. It was a great joy to present. I'm sorry that I had to rush a little bit through the research, but this was only a very small fraction of what we have to offer, what Ayurveda can offer for the world. I don't know, dear moderator, if there is time for questions.
I'm afraid. Anyway, thank you, first of all, thank you for your contribution to our program. We are quite in time, despite your presentation was a little bit extended. So
Yeah.
we didn't have to cutting, do anything like that. Anyway,
Yeah.
there is no, unfortunately, time for questions. But we will appreciate if you provide us with the video link which you mentioned in your
Yeah.
speech, and we
Yeah.
can share it also on our websites.
Yeah. If you just share the slide, the previous slide with all the websites, then all the information is there.
Okay, we will do that. Thank you very much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you
Wish
very
you
much.
continued great success of the conference. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much and have a nice day in Bad Ems. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.